Hello fight fans, thanks for joining us at MMA Insider. Before we get rolling with today's news, show some love by hitting that like button and subscribing. Now let's uncover the latest happenings in MMA. Starting off, Daniel Cormier doesn't hold back on Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Next, UFC fighter Garry unloads on Colby Covington, challenges him to WWE-style I Quit match. Lastly, BoNichols mocks fans upset about his UFC 300 main card spot. UFC Hall of Famer Daniel Cormier isn't happy with Mike Tyson's boxing return against Jake Paul. Earlier this month, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul announced plans to compete in a boxing match this summer. Still, fan opinion on the fight announcement has largely been mixed. Many online immediately blasted Jake Paul for accepting the bout offer, given Mike Tyson's age. The boxing legend is currently 57 years old and has been seen walking with a cane in the last few years on occasion. It's that age gap that frustrates Daniel Cormier. On his podcast, Daniel Cormier reacted to Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. There, the UFC Hall of Famer largely slammed Jake Paul for making the fight. As Cormier notes during the discussion, he's not a young man by any means, yet Tyson is nearly 2 decades older than him. With that in mind, Daniel Cormier didn't hold back on the boxing match. In the eyes of the retired fighter, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson absolutely sucks. Here is what he said. "Mike is a different person now. I saw Mike walk into the UFC last year with a walking stick. I mean, I don't know how they pull this off. I think Mike Tyson's fighting days are over. He will be 58 years old by the time he steps into the ring with Jake Paul. To me, it absolutely sucks." Garry has gone full WWE mode on Colby Covington. Covington has gone as far as to call Garry a More recently, Covington made a video where he called the future's wife a gold-digging whore. In a video response posted on his Instagram account, Garry challenged Colby Covington to an I Quit match. Here is what he said. "I don't know how you were raised, but women aren't property, and my wife definitely ain't no trophy. You should be focusing on me. I'm the one who's gonna punch a hole in your head. I challenge you to an I Quit match, where one of us has to say, I quit, and whoever says the words, I quit, has to retire. Gloves off, center of the octagon. I'm going to be the final chapter in your legacy of failure. I am going to rid the UFC of Colby Covington for good, and I'm going to make MMA great again." Middleweight prospect BoNichols doesn't care what you think about his UFC 300 spot. Last year, BoNichols fought twice in the octagon, with both fights coming on pay-per-view main cards. For what it's worth, he defeated both Jamie Pickett and newcomer Val Woodburn inside of 1 round. Following that win over the latter last July, BoNichols went on a bit of a hiatus. However, he's now set to return next month at UFC 300. There, Nickal will meet the rising Cody Brundage, who has won 2 in a row. While fans are excited for BoNichols' return next month, they're not happy where it's at. The middleweight prospect will fight on the 4th fight on the main card of UFC 300. The bout is ahead of others, such as Charles Oliveira versus Arman Tsarukyan, Holly Holm versus Kayla Harrison, and Davison Figueiredo versus Cody Garbrandt. When the UFC 300 main card was released earlier this month, many fans were naturally stunned at BoNichols' placement. On his YouTube channel, the middleweight prospect responded to the criticism. There, Nickal stated that he didn't care and joked that he should go to fans' jobs and boo them in a role reversal. Here is what he said. "Just doing me, baby. I don't really care, to be honest. I could fight wherever I like that it makes people mad. I think that's so funny. You don't deserve it, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, okay, thank you. I think that all of these people, it's like that one thing where I should go to their job. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Your dedication and support fuel our passion to bring you the latest and greatest in the MMA world. If you enjoyed today's news, please give us a thumbs up and share it with fellow MMA fans. Remember to subscribe to stay in the loop with daily MMA updates. We've got a lot of exciting news, interviews, and analysis coming your way every single day. Your engagement helps us grow and serve the MMA community even better. Once again, thank you for being an integral part of our daily MMA journey.